How you doing? How you doing? It's your neighborhood hope dealer, Papa Hodge, back with another Behind the Motion. And today I have another special guest, man. And the other week, man, I went to, studio session, a special one. It was great vibes, great energy, great networking. A bunch of work was being done. And when I was in that studio room, man, I was hearing a bunch of fire being cooked up. I'm like, yo, who is behind, like, what's going on in here? Like, who is cooking up over here? And I look over to the side and I see somebody on the laptop really going, you feel me, going crazy doing their thing. And I had to tap in. I had to see what was going on with the motion and tap into the man behind it. So with that being said, welcome, Cam Heron.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
My guy.
Thanks for having me, man.
Hey, man, first and foremost, I gotta ask you, bro, how your mental doing? How your spirit, man?
That's a beautiful question that I feel like a lot of people don't ask, but yeah, it's good, honestly. You know what I mean? Take it a day at a time.
Come on, that's all we can do, ain't
straight, yeah.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. So where you from, man?
I'm from here.
Come on.
Yeah, born and raised.
Born and raised.
Yeah, I grew up, was born off of MLK, moved down south to Noonan, actually, if you know where that's at.
Okay.
And now
for real, you might have to take you around there, show me around, get familiar.
No, it's like 30 minutes south of here.
Okay.
But and I currently live in Palmetto, which is like 20 minutes south of here, kind of in the country. But yeah, Atlanta born and raised is my home.
Come on. So I like to hear it. It's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, how was it growing up in Atlanta? How was it here?
I think it's honestly a beautiful place to be, especially like being black. And I feel like Atlanta and like maybe like the DMV is probably like the best cities to find success as a black person in this country. And I was in the studio yesterday and we were just talking about, like, you forget that the United States is like a predominantly white country, but like living in Atlanta, like everything is black, and it's such a beautiful thing. I love Atlanta. But yeah, I mean, no city comes without its cons. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta has some issues. Atlanta is Atlanta. You know what I mean? I love it here. I truly love it. It's like one of the best cities in the world for me.
So let me ask you, how old are you?
23. I just turned 23.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you came up with a great time. So you seen a whole lot of transitioning going on, and
absolutely.
Seen a whole lot of eras, and really the rise of, I ain't gonna say the rise, but really I'm gonna say the legacy being stamped. Of Atlanta. Like Atlanta was known popping, but over the years it became a staple.
It's become something more, especially over the last like 20 years. Oh my God, it's been crazy, especially with all like the gentrification and whatnot going on. But yeah, I feel like Atlanta's really solidified itself in the music industry with the rise of trap music, of course.
For sure.
Like now it's bigger than that.
For sure.
I mean, it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful thing to see. I love it here.
So speaking of the music scene, with so many influences and so much going on, who are some of your influences and who are you listening to that really caught your ear and really like, nah, that's my type of energy right there, I like that?
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know, it just depends on like growing up I listened to a whole bunch of different music, and I think like I got into hip hop I think from like Soulja Boy. I think maybe I was in like 5th grade, and I think like Kiss Me Through the Phone and Crank That was going and whatnot. And like,
shout out to Soulja. That was an era right there. Soulja came in crazy.
Exactly. A lot of people will like when they talk about something, I got in hip hop from NWA and Snoop Dogg and Tupac. I'm going off of what I heard on the radio when I was a kid. You know what I mean? And I think he's from Atlanta too, isn't he? Soulja Boy's from Atlanta, yeah. But yeah, I'd say like getting into hip hop, like Soulja Boy definitely put me into that realm. But then like as I got older, started listening to more and more music, I think like Kendrick Lamar really clicked something for me. Like listening to like Good Kid, Mad City was like a trip, you know what I mean? But then hearing him go from that to Pimp a Butterfly, like that really changed the way I like perceived music. He really brought back, jazz being cool again. Come on. You know what I mean? And bringing that into hip hop in a really amazing way.
Yes, sir.
So I feel as if Kendrick, I love my R&B influences. I do a lot of R&B, so a lot of the current stuff, of course, Frank Ocean. I love anything produced by Pharrell and Timbaland, like everybody else.
Cool.
I love the alternative R&B stuff too. Like when I was in high school, I was bumping a lot of the internet. Sid, Tyler. All that. It's just, man, I could go on and on.
Good music is good music, ain't it?
Good music, right.
Come on.
Absolutely.
I love that, man. So when would you say, because you mentioned a change in how you view music.
Yeah. So it's like, for me, I noticed that like when you first start making beats, you try to like emulate, everybody that you're listening to, type beats.
And real quick, what age was that you started?
Yeah, so I started making beats when I was like, I'll say 14, but it was really like 13. But like, I feel like I had the idea of wanting to, make music when I was 13, and then at that time, the only tools at my disposal was like GarageBand on like an iPad. You know what I mean? Or
Really from the bottom.
Really from the bottom, exactly. But then like when I was 14, the reason why I say really 14 is that's when I downloaded FL Studio. Okay. And I was using FL Studio for like 6 years, and then I switched to Ableton because it was better for my workflow. I started, playing live instruments. I was, I got like an analog synth, and it was just kind of difficult to record all that stuff in FL. So like, it just kind of progressed, over time. Just kind of my workflow changed, and yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I would say about 9 years. I'm 23 now. About 14. I'd say about 9 years, coming up on a decade. But I tell people all the time, like the last like 2 or 3 years was only like beats. It was like that's when my beats started getting good. Like, things started sounding.
Ooh. So we gotta talk about that, because I love that. First of all, I feel like not a lot of people would say that.
Yeah, no, I know.
And that speaks to me, accountability.
I think so as well. And so I was, when we were at the Domani session, I was talking to somebody, and they were asking me the same question, like, how long have you been making beats? And I gave them the same answer, but I was telling them why. And the reason I say why is because I feel like longevity is a very important factor in that. So like, I noticed that like when I make a beat, 5 years ago, I come back to it next week and I'm like, I hate it. I don't want to do this. I could do better. You know what I mean? And like now, I can do that where I can make a beat and listen to it maybe a year later and still like, really enjoy it. And that's why I feel like longevity is an important factor for my music, because I can listen to something, from 2 or 3 years ago and still kind of dig it, but that wasn't always the case. You know what I mean? So, and I feel as if there's a learning factor as well. I'm always trying to learn something every day. And of course, all music is subjective. So I might say that my beats have been good for 2 years. Somebody else may say they've been good for 2 days. Somebody else may say they've been good for 8 years. You know what I mean? It just doesn't matter. But yeah, no, it's kind of
real quick. This is the perfect time to get your notepads out, because the one word that stuck out to me was longevity.
Facts. Yeah, bro. When it comes to like making like timeless music, like that's the goal. You know what I mean? I want to make music that people can listen to, 10, 15, 20 years from now. And I genuinely don't know if I'm at that level yet, but I can tell you what, I'm trying. I'm absolutely trying. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people will just kind of sit there, and make music without intention. And I feel like you can definitely, get pretty far doing that. But to get to that next step, you got to go in with intention. And that's where it separates the strong from the weak, for sure. Absolutely.
Boy, you preaching right now. You preaching. And I ain't gonna lie, like that mindset right there, you can go far with what you doing, but you're not gonna go as far having intention.
Yeah.
You feel me? So literally, like you were saying, we know a bunch of producers, right? But every producer ain't Timbaland. Every producer ain't Pharrell. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is certain work and levels and dedication and sacrifices that go into doing that.
Facts.
And like the fact that you keep reiterating that, man, like, I'm not there yet.
I'm not there yet.
But I'm getting there.
Exactly. And I feel as if there's a very high chance that I never will get there. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, grow up, with the intention of that's going to happen to them one day. And I feel as if you kind of set yourself up for failure if you set expectations that are kind of unrealistic. You know what I mean? Not everybody's going to be the Pharrells or the Timbalands. So I understand that there's people out there who are probably better than me. You know what I mean? And I wear that on my sleeve. But as far as like, how that affects my work ethic, that just means I have to be better at something else. If somebody's more talented than me at something, I have to work harder. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where I take it and how I move about shit. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I've been in the studio with a lot of people who are super, super talented, but they're lazy. You know what I mean? And I feel as if that's kind of where I can shine, where I'm still pretty solid, like, at least I think, and I can come in and get shit done. You know what I mean?
Come on.
So I feel like a work ethic is I don't want to say it's more important than talent, because sometimes it's not. It just depends on your situation. But I feel like if you know that if you can recognize that your talent is probably weaker than somebody else's, that means you probably need to work a little bit harder. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just kind of I look at, you know, I look at things from a perspective other than my own, and I think that's kind of what's helping me out.
I like that.
Yeah.
Now, respectfully, could I offer an alter in your perception?
Yeah.
A person with a mindset such as yourself, and what you just beautifully broke down.
Yeah.
You are to, or let me say that, you should have outrageous dreams, unrealistic dreams. And you know why that is? Because literally what you've been preaching this whole time, every day that you hear, you're gonna work your ass off to become better and better and better, and learn and use that knowledge to ultimately become better. So that is a very high chance I won't forget that.
Yeah.
It's a high chance you gonna get there.
Yeah.
Because of the way you working, the way you moving. People with that mindset, it ain't no way they can fail.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And literally what you preaching, like, bro, you gonna come across a lot of people that may be more talented or whatever in the moment or whatever the case might be, but it's not about right now. It's about longevity.
Yeah.
It's about the whole process. Forget the moment.
Yeah.
It's about the marathon.
I feel as if that kind of goes hand in hand with the whole, you know, like moving with intention thing, because, you know, while, you know, a lot of people have dreams, you know, I have goals. You know what I mean? I try to look at things from a perspective that's attainable. You know, people want to, you know, glamorize the lifestyle of a producer when that's not always the case.
Come
you know
on.
what I'm saying? Oh, we get in the studio, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna make hella hits and blah blah blah, we're gonna make a fuck ton of money. That's not the case. You know what I mean? So instead of, you know, waking up on a daily expecting, you know, this is gonna be my life one day, what is gonna be your life next week? That's kind of how I feel about shit when it comes to like having goals and setting, you know, standards for yourself, rather than just kind of going out on a whim hoping that one day you're gonna make it. When in reality, you'll be closer to obtaining that, you know, dream when it's a goal. You know what I mean? So I feel like if you can set, you know, steps along the way, and you know, take it one day at a time, I feel like that's a way better approach to going through life without just, you know, waking up one day and expecting shit to happen.
Talk that.
Not gonna happen.
Add that to your notepad, man.
Facts.
Please. Yo, I don't have goals. I don't have dreams. I have goals.
I have goals.
Huh?
Right.
I literally just put a video about 2 weeks ago, and I said, you know, dreaming is amazing.
Yeah.
Have that initial step of having that outrageous dream.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You should definitely do that.
Facts.
But don't dream too long.
Don't dream too. And I agree with you completely. Like this, follow your dreams for sure. You know what I'm saying? But you know,
you gotta turn
have
that
some
to a
goals.
goal.
You know,
You feel me?
have some
Like
short and
it's
long-term
okay,
goals.
cool. You wanna be an icon producer, an iconic producer.
What are you gonna do to get there? You know what I mean? How? Exactly.
You feel me?
How you gonna do that?
Add that to your notepad. What are you going to do to get there? How are you going to get there?
Facts.
These are the questions you got to ask yourself to fulfill your dreams.
Right.
A lot of people, and that's the thing, a lot of people stay just dreaming. And I ain't gonna lie, when we tap into why that is, that can go a whole bunch of different ways.
Absolutely.
But see, that is the purpose of, you know, my interview platform, is to have these conversations of the hard, valuable lessons behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Because people got to know these things before they jump into it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And like, bro, you already know, like, especially being an entrepreneur, like, it's hard to find people that are just willing to genuinely give you knowledge.
Yeah.
Show you the way.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because a lot of people are not genuine. And unfortunately, being in the music industry, it's more common than not.
Come on.
So
So literally, I'm trying to provide a platform where people can come here and hear powerful people such as yourself, give them the game.
So I can only, you know, give what I know. You know what I mean?
You feel me?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Speaking of that, can I comment on that?
Absolutely, yeah.
He said he can only speak on what he knows.
Yeah.
And he knows it because he experienced it. Do not be scared to experience life.
Facts. I will never ever get on an interview or in front of a camera and give some advice or say some shit that I know nothing about. I'm very, very adamant on staying ignorant until it's time to not be. You know what I'm saying? I will always ask questions for something that I don't know. I feel as if it looks worse on your part if you go into a room and you act like you know something when you don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm very open-minded, and I'm always trying to learn something. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people should really benefit from that mindset, and you know, some people don't. You know.
What Erykah Badu say?
What?
The man who knows something knows he knows nothing at all.
Yeah. See, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's a super old quote that's been reiterated 1,000 times. But it's true. There's a reason why people keep saying it. It's true. I promise you. Absolutely.
Gotta stay humble. Gotta always be hungry to learn.
Yeah.
Knowledge is the key to everything. Forget money.
Absolutely.
Because in order to get money, you gotta have knowledge and know how to get money.
Absolutely.
Like,
I promise you, knowledge and education in general, like, is far more valuable because it's way more expensive to be ignorant. I promise you. Invest in your education, invest in your intelligence, because it costs way more to be ignorant. I promise you. My granddad told me that shit. God rest his soul. He was right. He's absolutely right.
shout out to grandpa.
Shout out to granddad for sure.
Add that to your, come on. In memory of grandpops, add that to your list.
Facts.
It costs way much more to be ignorant. That's a fact.
Invest in your education. And I'm not talking about money-wise too. Like invest your time. You know what I'm saying? It costs nothing to, you know, look up a YouTube video and learn, you know, a new skill, practice something for a few hours and get better at it. You know what I mean? Like I said, one day at a time, you know, you'll be better than you were yesterday. It's amazing.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
So, bro, because I'm trying to get to your journey for real, but you spend so many, and that's what literally, like, I swear, bro, like, conversations like these are what I love.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's all the small, I always preach all the time. It's the 1,000 things that make up the one big thing. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's the small things that you got to pay attention to and learn before you even go to where you're trying to get to.
Facts, yeah.
Because once you get there, you don't have those small things or the lessons of those small things.
Yeah.
It's all going to be for what? Nothing. And
Absolutely
then
right.
when you at that point, guess what you don't have? Legacy.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You see that all the time with, you know, artists who kind of, you know, bubble up and it seems like they kind of, you know, come out overnight, and you know the biggest thing they struggle with is, you know, staying relevant, you know, after, you know, that initial buzz, even if they're like super big. I think like we were in the studio yesterday and apparently Ice Spice was doing a show here in Atlanta and tickets were like $9, like $5. It was insane.
We was talking about that yesterday too.
Right, they were selling for $5. I think they were selling for $5 the day before, and they went up to $9.
I seen $6.
$6?
When I seen looked at it, it was $6.
Yeah.
I said, what? That's
Scalping
crazy.
tickets like that is crazy, you know. And I feel like, you know, I totally get, you know, trying to, you know, drop the ticket prices, you know, to fill the room up, you know, so she can say that the show's sold out. But if we're looking at the analytics, you know, what are you going to do next, Ice Spice? You know, I want to see, you know, what she does next. I love everything that she's been doing so far in terms of her career. But, you know, I feel like, you know, she's a good example of, you know, what's going to be next. You know, I want to see, you know, what's next. And I wish, you know, I wish nothing but success her way. But I'm sure that she's got a team and, you know, a label that's got a plan and that's going to, you know, get that momentum coming back up. But right now, I mean, it's definitely kind of dwindling. So yeah, I feel as if, you know, when you grow organically, you know what I'm saying, that longevity factor comes more into play. You don't really have to worry about, you know, things like that.
Yes, sir. So let me ask you, on the flip side, what are some of the things in your journey that you're enjoying about the process, that you absolutely love about the process?
So I mean, like, I'm like 100% in it for the music. Like that's purely what I do. Like I wake up every day and I work on tracks that have, you know, that started, you know, the previous day. You know, I will go to the studio and play some joints for whoever, and if they hop on it, I'll listen to the demo for the next, you know, 3 or 4 days. Like I find the most joy in the creation process of actual music. I don't care about going to the club. I don't care about going to shows. I don't care about any of that stuff. I like getting in the studio in a quiet. I say quiet, but in a quiet
right.
environment. You know what I mean? Relative to like
real vibe, real calm energy. Good energy.
Quiet is not the right word. Intimate is the more right word. I like getting in environments like that, and making something out of nothing. I feel like that's where I get the most joy out of it. I do a lot more than just press buttons. I'll play guitar. I'll pull out a bass. Some drums going or whatever. I also went to school for not music production, but audio production in general. But I took a lot of, not a lot, but I took a few classes on like multi-tracking. So, like if I have a console in front of me, like we will mic drums up. You know what I'm saying? We would do some crazy shit. I'm classically trained too, so we can do whatever.
I ain't gonna lie. If you gonna be flexing like that, we definitely got to get a live session of just you cooking up, bro. Cause I would love to just, first for me personally, just watch that process. Cause, and for me, bro, like just a side note, I could never put my finger on what it was specifically, but when I was around, say 21, I really realized like, number one, I love just greatness in general. And then number two, I love creativity. Yeah. Because the ability to, like you say, create something out of nothing is like genius to me. The fact, like, because, bro, you're literally seeing things and hearing things and feeling things that the average eye isn't. The average ear isn't. You know what I'm saying? And that's a gift. So like being infatuated with that, I would definitely love to be in there and capture that, you know what I'm saying, and just really, bro, put that out there, cause
we should set that up.
Say no more, say no more. Like, bro, Lily, and for this my vision talking now, like for people to see that process behind the gems that you dropping, bro, is like, that really hits home for that person that's out there that really literally feels the same way you feeling, like, cause literally, bro, like people like us, bro. And for me, I just so happen to be a very personable person, and I love people. I love helping people and things of that nature. Yeah. But literally the same thing, bro. Like I want to be my man. Like I hit him up and just be like, bro, let's just kick it and chill. Yeah. We might get some drinks, smoke a little bit, but we're chilling. Like it's a vibe more than lot. We talking about business while we vibing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a calm energy type of thing, and literally just a knowledge. We always talking about how we can be better and gain and gain and gain. And
absolutely.
That's another reason why I'm so happy to have you on this platform, bro, because that's my ultimate goal, is to build a community and a reach of people that's like-minded, and that literally was to not only be the best version of themselves, but also be surrounded by people on the same type time. Yeah. Because I always say, when you make it, you a different type of individual. But when you and however many more people that's on the same type time you gonna make it, y'all become dangerous. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a whole different ball game, whole different conversation.
Then you got a team, absolutely.
You feel me? Stuff really gets scary out here. Like people really be scared of greatness. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro. But yes, like literally your process. Like you're speaking on what you love about it and the music, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So, what's your next goal? Like, where's your mind at with that? Where you going, type of thing?
Yeah. So right now, I'm trying to work with anybody and everyone. Like as far as making the best possible music. It's really easy to just kind of make a bunch of beats and then just send them and text them and email them to a bunch of different artists. But like I try to focus on getting in rooms with people. You know what I'm saying? I'll play beats in front of them, or I will make a beat from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Because then there's an energy being shared rather than just, a file. You know what I mean?
Right. And real old school.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like, first of all, I definitely have more fun doing that. But B, I'm still like a relatively, young producer. You know what I mean? So I'm still trying to, get as many records out as possible. And I have a whole bunch of records that, may never see the light of day. But that's because, you just got to keep working at it.
Groundwork.
For every, 10 records we make, maybe one will drop, And that's just kind of how it is. That's the game for a lot of producers. So yeah, that's where I'm at, making as much music as possible.
I love that. I love that.
Improving quality each time, of course.
Come on. So what motivates you to continue to stay in motion?
I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily need like a motivation rather than this is just kind of like my default setting. You know what I mean? Like people think
It's
about
a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's like I haven't done anything else since I was like 14. You know, so it's like this is kind of like what I do. I don't like need to like, you know, wake up and then, you know, have to motivate myself to do what I already do. You know, I'm not saying that I don't get burnt out sometimes or I need a break because, you know, contrary to what people think, music is not my entire life. You know? I do like, you know, going outside, I like cooking, you know, I like doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay.
But, you know, as far as the music goes, like I will always default to that. If nobody else listened to a single thing I put out, I would still be making music. You know, I have a genuine love for it. I have a genuine passion. It's something that I can't control.
Talk that.
So I mean, I don't know if I necessarily need motivation, honestly.
Talk that.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Come on. So I definitely got to ask you this then.
Yeah.
To the young producer out there watching, or to the person who's not a producer but may be thinking about it, may strike an interest for just watching this interview.
Yeah.
What advice would you give them to build that mindset?
I would say keep the mindset that you have for what you want to do. And you know, I don't this doesn't have to apply to producing. Like producing was for me, you know, producing may not be for you. You know, it might be, you know, flying planes or, you know, learning Python or, you know, accounting. You know what I mean? Like I find what you want to do and make sure you know you enjoy doing it. You know, if you know, a lot of people don't really know super early on like what they want to do in life. Me, I knew what I wanted to do in life, you know, very early on. You know, some people don't figure that out till they're like 25, 30, 35, you know, and there's no pressure. Everybody's on their own time. But I encourage you to find something that you really enjoy, that you want to do, because then if you want to do it, then, you know, like I said, that law of motivation doesn't really need to apply anymore. And I feel as if you love what you're doing, you'll always have a thirst for knowledge. You know, I always look up, you know, something new all the time. I love watching YouTube videos of some shit I didn't know, getting into the studio, collaborating with producers who teach me something, engineers who teach me something. Like that can apply in any industry, in any field that you work in. So I say to the young producers, if you do want to produce, you know, make sure that you really love it. And if you don't want to produce, make sure you love what you do, because that's how I go about this.
Come on.
So, yeah.
I had to give you a run. That, bro, hey man, let me say this, bro, just respectfully.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, bro.
Oh, thank you, man.
Like, I just want to, and we ain't have no pre-interview, no pre-conversation for real. It was really just a genuine, hey, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
And this is really our first conversation for real. Like, and I just want to let you know, in our first conversation, bro, like, I'm really in admiration of the man that you are.
Oh, thank you.
You feel me? Like,
that's love, yeah.
Bro, it's so, like you were saying earlier, it's so rare to come across genuine people.
Yeah.
And then also people who have a similar mindset that you have.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're able to speak so confidently to the point that you're able to give so much game back.
Yeah.
I applaud you, bro.
Appreciate it.
You feel me? And
Thank
you with that, you only 23 too.
Yeah.
With that, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, so many more years to go of greatness and becoming exactly who the hell you got in your mind you gonna be.
Facts.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, bro.
So next thing, bro. Now, when you do get to that level of what you call success, what is on, I guess you would say, your to-do list of, you done got to where you at.
Yeah.
Now you turn around and looking back like, hold on.
Yeah. So
Damn.
for me, like where I see success is where I can, you know, comfortably live. Of course, you know, pay all my bills, but not only that, where I can, you know, level up and do what I already do on a, you know, more advanced level, more. I guess what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say. Like I like, of course, with more success you get more resources, and in which case you can do more work, and that's where I want to get, where I can kind of buy back some of my time. You know what I mean? And that's where I'll go whenever I achieve that. You know, and I feel like I'm taking, you know, some good steps to get there, and when I do, that's when people will really, you know, understand like, oh, this is this is his plan. This is his goal.
Yes, sir.
Right now, I feel like I'm doing really cool with the resources that I have. Getting in with as many people as possible, of course. But like success for me does not mean anything monetary. It doesn't mean anything in terms of my career. Like it's genuine happiness. I've got a girlfriend that I've been with for a super long time. Like I'm so happy with her. You know what I mean?
That's
if
beautiful.
I can find that happiness in my career too, which is what I'm trying to do, you'll never hear me complain.
Talk about it.
I have peace and content. I'm a very peaceful guy. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I can attain that through this, I'm solid.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love it. So earlier you had mentioned, outside of music, a couple things you like to do. You mentioned cooking.
Yeah.
So you when you say cooking, like, we talking about nuggets and tater tots cooking, or we talking like you
Absolutely not. No.
apron on, shoving that thing up?
So when I was in college, bro, like freshman year forced me to cook. You know what I mean? Not having no money, just having to get groceries.
Big struggle, fact.
You know what I'm saying? So, over time, I just kind of got better and better. I used to be a picky eater when I was in high school too. Now I pretty much eat anything because I love cooking. You know what I'm saying? I make everything from like scratch. Like I make a really good French toast. I make my own oat milk and shit. Like I
really
oils. Like I do everything. Yeah, I love cooking. I feel as if cooking, like food, goes hand in hand with cooking music. If you can cook, you can cook. You know what I mean? I feel as if, and if you've never tried cooking, if you make music and you know how to cook, go ahead and like learn a couple recipes. You're gonna enjoy it. You will enjoy it. And then, at a certain point, you're just gonna start throwing shit together and it's gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? But no, I love cooking. I go out to like farmers markets and buy vegetables and I cut shit up and I love cooking. Whether it's just like grilling, I don't do a whole lot of baking and shit, but yeah, cooking I love that shit. It's very therapeutic. Ben Riley, he once told me that cooking is very therapeutic, and I agree with that. He's an artist. If you guys don't know Ben Riley, check him out. Shout out Ben Riley. But he was right. Cooking is very therapeutic, and like I said, if you can cook, you can cook. So yeah, that's one of my few hobbies for sure.
Notepad. If you can cook, you can cook.
Facts.
That's a bar, but I ain't gonna lie, bro. You got a couple tracks where you spit, bro, cause you sneaking them in there. I see what's going on.
Hell no. That's actually one thing I don't think I'll ever do. I'll never get behind the mic. I'm not a vocal or I don't write music at all. All I know is how things sound, and I can make sounds, and that's it.
Yes, sir.
But as far as writing, putting pen to paper, not for me.
Come on. So I want to ask you this question. Alright, so, and it gotta hit home, so I gotta go here, right?
Yeah.
Your woman upset at you.
Okay.
You gotta go above and beyond, make her feel as special as she is. You feel me, baby? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
First thing when she come home, she smell. What's that?
When I'm cooking?
What that meal look like? What she sitting down to?
That's a really good question. So. My girlfriend really enjoys my scrambled eggs. Okay. And so I'll get the recipe right quick. Scrambled eggs, it starts off the Gordon Ramsay method. You scramble some eggs in a cold pan, right? And then you turn the heat on to like medium heat, like a stainless steel pan. You just keep fucking stirring, keep stirring. And then where I go crazy, I add like butter, preferably like some Amish butter and some goat cheese. And you whisk it until you get the consistency you want and put it on top of some like toast and like avocado. And then I garnish it with like some Parmesan, some red onion, maybe like honey, a little truffle honey. That shit goes in, like I can't stress this enough. Goat cheese eggs are fucking different. So yeah, she loves those every time I make them. That's probably what I'm gonna make.
Talk that.
My eggs, my scrambled eggs, I can't stress this enough. These eggs are good as fuck. I'm not playing with y'all. These eggs are really good.
Yes, sir. Hey, wifey at home spoiled. I bet she probably gonna watch this like,
Yep. Yeah, she knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Nah, that's fire, bro. That's fire.
Right.
All right, man. So, behind the motion.
Okay.
My thing is, ups and downs.
Yeah.
Is what life is about.
Yeah.
Not ors. Can't have the bad without the good without the bad.
Yeah.
So for me, and like you said earlier, you know, the life of a producer, you can make 10 tracks and only one drop.
Yeah.
So in the midst of all that, how do you stay content in what is going on? And
Yeah.
because with that, there's really no measurement on how fast you can get to your success. It really just, it happens when it happens type of thing. So yeah, how do you stay from a producer standpoint content in that?
Yeah, so I mean, whenever like a song comes out, you know, to win, you know, like I missed out on, you know, songs placements, you know, because of, you know, things like sample usage or, you know, getting, you know, features cleared and, you know, stuff like that. And a lot of times, you know, it sucks. And, you know, if you go into the studio for, you know, 6, 8, 10, 12-hour session working on the track, that'll never see the light of day. You know what I'm saying? That goes hand in hand with, you know, you got to really, you know, have a passion for this shit, because a lot of times it will disappoint you, you know, and
it doesn't matter at that time, because you know you about to be right back in the lab tomorrow, the next day.
Yes, exactly.
That's smooth.
So, I mean, of course there's ups and downs with it, but there's ups and downs to everything in life. So it's no different than anything else you're doing. But it's just a matter of, you know, some things you just got to take on the chin. I mean, you know, sometimes I know, you know, a few producers, you know, they'll set up sessions, you know, it'll be studio time out of their pocket, you know what I'm saying? They're producing the beat, they're engineering too, maybe even mixing it, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, the song will never see the light of day, you know what I mean? It's just, that's just kind of like the workflow. But I feel as if with that, you know, if you shift your perspective, did you spend 8 hours, you know, working on a song that will never see the light of day, or did you spend 8 hours, you know, owning in on a craft that you just got better at? You know, so if you change your perspective on your day to day, you know, that'll make the, you know, the L's, you know, songs that never come out have meaning. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, this song may not have come out, but I learned so much from working on the song. I can apply that to this song that does. You know what I mean? So I feel like a shift in perspective will help you realize that, you know, maybe that loss wasn't a loss, you know. So,
speaking of, I try to preach that as well. Like, you know, the whole saying today is, oh, I don't take L's. I don't catch L's. I say the opposite. I need L's. I love L's because my losses turn into lessons.
You only learn from failure. It's the only way to learn. I mean,
hold on, because the notepad type fool. You only learn from failure. Yeah,
and I apply that with everything ever. You know what I mean? Like, if it's like a route that I take to get to work, you know what I'm saying? Oh, there's way more traffic on this route. I learned something today. You know what I'm saying? I got stuck in here. They got me today, but I guarantee I won't make that mistake tomorrow. You know what I mean? I learned something from that. So I take that into consideration when it comes to, you know, the music shit. You know, you learn from failure. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I learned something today. I bet it won't happen again.
Come on. You know what I mean? I always say, bro, to the simplest form, when we were babies, we literally did not know how to do anything. The thought, literally walking is such second nature today. We forget at one point in time, we literally could not walk. Somebody had to teach us. If we taking this a step further, at one point, we could not ride a bike. It was hard as hell to stay up on that.
A lot of people can't to this day.
You feel me? But if you put that work in and chase what you want, one day you will be able.
Facts.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Absolutely.
Hey, man. So to wrap it up, bro. Again, I just want to say, first and foremost, thank you for blessing the platform with so many gems, bro.
Sure, yeah.
Like, I'm looking forward to watching you cook up and us capturing that and sharing that with the world, you know what I'm saying? And
absolutely.
Letting them tap in with your brand and with your music and with everything you got going on, bro. And I'm looking forward to, honestly, the relationship that's, you know, started right here on this camera.
Absolutely.
And is to go on for years and years, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, bro. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, man.
Already, man.
For sure.
Yes, sir.